It's hard to explain how hard we prepare for it.
It embodies the tradition, the history of the game.
It's the greatest golf tournament that we play all year.
It's like playing golf in a nursery or in heaven.
There's nothing like Augusta National and the Masters Tournament.
Yes, sir! In your life have you seen anything like that? There it is! A win for the ages. Once and for all. Can you believe it? The return to glory.
Greetings from Augusta, Georgia, on a rainy Wednesday in November. The 2020 Masters Tournament, delayed since April, is finally here. This year where so much has changed as a result of COVID-19, so too has this Masters Tournament, but this golf course, in a year where so much feels unfamiliar, presents the same beautiful canvas for what is typically the year's first major. This year will be the final. You see the tee times and some of the men hoping to either add to their major championship count or, in the case of Jon Rahm, collect their first. Men will be talking about during our time together here from the Augusta National Golf Club. As always, a pleasure to be alongside my friend Andy North. And Andy, we've got plenty of time to talk about it, but just your first impression that you'd want folks to understand about what it feels like to be here in November.
It is absolutely wonderful that we are here. Let's start there. But the fact it is so different. It is so quiet. There's not the energy. There's not the hustle and bustle around. It's like Christmas shopping with nobody on the streets. I mean, there's nobody around, and that's what's so hard to feel. That's such a different feeling.
And the players have, if I were to characterize in sort of one thought that idea, it's that it's just so unusual to not be able to tap into that energy, which is so readily available here. This is a bit ominous for the remainder of Wednesday and Thursday. Rain is not just in the forecast, but it's expected. And then how much of it we get, it will be interesting to see how it potentially impacts the way this lengthy golf course plays. Typically on Wednesday, and Andy, you know how much I love it. It's literally my favorite part of the run-up to the start of the week, the par 3 contest. 2017, we weren't able to complete it because of rain, but obviously given the distancing and the idea of trying our best to keep ourselves at arm's length from even our closest friends and our family as well, there will be no par 3 contest in this November edition of the Masters. You take a look at the group that Tiger Woods will be a part of. Shane Lowry on a bit of good form at the moment, and Andy Ogletree. What a nervous morning. You have to imagine it'll be 7:55 off of 10T. And we welcome in our friend Tom Rinaldi. And Tom, so much of how we view really any golf tournament, but particularly this one, is seen through a lens of Tiger Woods. And he arrives as the reigning champion yet again. But maybe not on the type of form that would lead people to think that he would be a favorite this week. But as we know, Tiger sees himself a little bit differently in terms of how he expects to compete, doesn't he?
And he's also sounding a bit different as well, Scott. You know, it was the question that hung over him for more than a decade, through every challenge, every success, every setback. Will Tiger Woods ever win another major? And when it finally happened here now, incredibly 19 months ago at Augusta National, it proved to be an indelible moment, one so deep that even as he conjured it this week, the emotions rose.
I mean, I'm still getting chills just think about it. Feelings, coming up 18 and knowing that all I had to do is just two-putt. I was walking up there to just try not to lose it. When I walked off the back of the green, see my family there, my mom and my kids, to see Charlie there and just open up our arms, and it meant a lot to me, and it still does. It just reminded me so much of me and my dad. To come full circle like that, it still gives me, a little teary. Well, expect to contend? Yes, I do. Let me look at Freddie and Bernhard. Jack contended here when he was 58. It can be done. This is a golf course in which understanding how to play and where to miss it and how to hit the shots around here, it helps. I haven't put all the pieces together at the same time. Whether it's I've driven it well and then I've hit my irons poorly, or I've put the ball striking together and I haven't putted well, and then I've had it where I've putted well and I've hit it poorly. I haven't played a lot this year with COVID and trying to be safe. I was hesitant to come back and start playing. That's why I waited as long as I did. I came back at Memorial, and from there, I really haven't, as I said, haven't put all the pieces together, and hopefully that'll be this week.
The form isn't where he'd want it to be. The form isn't where it was a year ago heading into Augusta National. But 4 words, Scott, I know you heard them. It can be done. Few athletes have ever embodied those words better. And again, golf, our most generational game. Who can fail to conjure up some emotion seeing the iconic bear hug with Earl, and then all this time later, him hoisting his own children up? Just a moment that touched so many, and clearly still touches Tiger.